Gavin McDonnell here, WBC International Champion. Tune in and follow Sporting Icons.
Thank you, Cinderman, for sending me this article. So I'm recording this on Tuesday night and putting in a schedule for it to upload Wednesday morning. Here's the reason why you're listening to it early hours of the morning. And the World Boxing Super Series are making a announcement today, Wednesday, that, well, there's a couple of rumours, okay? First of all, it could be that George Groves is being pulled out of the final against Callum Smith and replaced by potentially Chris Eubank Jr. Check previous video for that one. I'm not going to cover it again on this one. And also that they're going to be announcing, obviously the tournament's going to be starting, I believe, in September against a set of new weight divisions. And it will in fact be the junior welterweights, so the 140 pounders, and the bantamweights, the 118 pounders. So excellent stuff. Now, what I'm hoping for out of this tournament is that obviously the 140 pounders, they're kind of popular in America, but nowhere else really. And the bantamweights, they're kind of popular also in America and maybe some Asian countries. But again, I'm hoping that here in the UK, we're going to get a couple of fighters enter this tournament at least anyway, just much like we did with the super middleweight. Now, of course, the cruiserweights on the last one, people weren't too clear or too knowledgeable about cruiserweights. That was pretty much across the board. It was, but now suddenly cruiserweight division is popping because of this tournament, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for with the 140 pounders and 118 pounders out of this tournament. But of course, as of right now, we're still waiting for the cruiserweight and super middleweight to be capped off now. But either way, some news. Not only is the news going to be that it's junior welterweights and bantamweights, but we have a couple of names that of course have entered this tournament. So going off this article here anyway, one of the names at junior welterweight will be a title fight in Kirill Rillik, and he will make his first defense of his WBA title against former title holder Edward Chaivinsky. The other title fight will feature Ivan Baranach. I've killed that name, I apologise, and he'll be squaring off against Anthony Yigit for the vacant IBF title that was relinquished by Mikey Garcia. And as I'm reading this right now, I didn't know that Mikey Garcia relinquished that title. He beat Sergey Lipinets and then vacated it. What was the point, really? But anyway, that's what's going to be happening. So two title fights at 140 pounds, so excellent stuff. And one of the most impressive ones that, of course, a lot of people will have heard of, if you haven't heard of those previous names, will be Regis Prograis. And he's a guy who beat Julius Ndongo last time out. But of course, we all knew that Julius Ndongo was a bit of a hype job anyway. But either way, Prograis beat him. And another name that could potentially be in here will be a Tom Loeffler fighter. Obviously, Tom Loeffler, he promotes Triple G. And no, Triple G will not be going to 140. One of Tom Loeffler's fighters, Ryan Martin, who has just moved up to 140 pound after he beat Bridges Prescott at the weekend just gone. So that's excellent news. There are some other potential names that could be announced. Obviously, you've got the likes of Josh Taylor. Now, he's set to fight Victor Postal on June the 23rd. So should he be successful, then... Well, either Josh Taylor or Victor Postal. So the winner of that fight could enter the tournament. Because I said the tournament won't start until around about September time. And much like they did with the last time round super middleweight with Chris Eubank Jr. and Arthur Abraham, where the winner enters the tournament, could be the same situation with Josh Taylor and Victor Postal at 140 pounds. So that would be excellent stuff. There are a few other names that potentially could go in there, maybe just to kind of like whet your appetite a bit at 140 pound. And maybe we could have Sergey Lipinets. Obviously, he lost to Mikey Garcia last time out. Maybe Adrian Broner, potentially, if he can still make 140 pound, although he's determined to. So there again, it might be a bit of a risk with Adrian Broner. Obviously, he gets paid quite a lot of money anyway. But would he be interested in that? Potentially. But of course, he's got a little habit of missing weight and has created his own weight classes as of late. So I don't know, it might be a bit risky, and I'm sure the World Boxing Super Series wouldn't be happy if he keeps on missing weight. But of course, there are some pretty decent fighters in the 140 pound division. Omar Figueroa, of course, will be absolutely excellent. Terry Flanagan, obviously he's taken on Maurice Hooker. So why not the winner of that entering the tournament? And hopefully Terry Flanagan. That's just my own personal preference, of course. Would Julius Indongo, would he be interested? Maybe, but of course he just lost his last fight, so would they really want him in there? I don't know. Obviously Mikey Garcia, I'm guessing that, in fact I don't know what he's doing. Up until I read this article, I assumed he was staying at 140 pound and defending his IBF title, but so I don't know if he's moving up to 147 or back down to 135. I have no idea. But anyway, there's a couple of names there. Maybe a British lad in Jack Catterall. That would be awesome. Obviously, along with Terry Flanagan. That would be absolutely fantastic. Josh Taylor, as we've already said. So, or maybe Amir Imam. That's a very decent name. So, why not indeed? And with the bantamweights. Now, bantamweights is a division that I really like. Really like. And most notably because we have the likes of Ryan Burnett in it. And obviously Ryan Burnett is the current WBA champion, former IBF champion. He vacated the IBF to keep his WBA, boxing politics, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully Ryan Burnett will enter this tournament. And who would not want to see him potentially square off against the likes of Zolane Tete? That would be absolutely amazing. And of course Emmanuel Rodriguez, who beat Paul Butler the weekend. Rodriguez looks the real deal. So that will be real tasty if Emmanuel Rodriguez enters this tournament. Jamie McDonnell, of course, he's taken on Inoue. So maybe, yes, if he can get past Inoue, hard task is going to happen over in Japan. So don't know, but hopefully all going well, he beats Inoue and Jamie McDonnell enters this tournament. If not, then maybe Inoue could. So again, there's so many good fighters in this division. It really is. Maybe a Lee Haskins, of course. I think last time he fought, didn't he lose to Ryan Burnett? He may have had a fight since, I'm not too sure. But maybe anyway. Just maybe. Omar Narvaez, maybe he could. Maybe he's the #1 seed at the WBO. So potentially. But anyway, I mean, I'm just reading off names here. Hopefully the World Boxing Super Series will be a bit more enlightened than what I'm giving you here. I don't expect them to announce all 16 combatants. I don't expect that at all, but I'm kind of hoping that we have a good section of them at least anyway. And not only will they be announcing the 140 pounders and the 118 pounders, which sound like steaks really, didn't you, when you talk about them like that. But anyway, junior welterweight, bantamweight, hopefully we're going to get some good names in there. Hopefully, I really hope so. Because the names that's going in there at the minute, I'm okay with, especially with Progress. I'm very happy about that one, of course. But as I said, hopefully maybe the likes of Broner could go in there and a few others. So anyway, drop your thoughts below. Which names would you like to enter this tournament for junior welterweight for 140 pounder or bantamweight 118 pounders? So anyway, drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.